Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing kind of an emergency reading. For those of you who haven't seen, Taylor Swift has officially bought back all of her masters. This is a huge deal and I'm so happy for her. And this entire project of her doing Taylor's versions has completely changed the music industry, and I'm just so happy for her. Now, if you read the letter that is on her website, it's very long and drawn out, but basically how grateful she is for this opportunity, blah blah blah. But she also touched on her re-recordings. Now, she said that she re-recorded all of Debut, and she likes the way that sounds. But she hasn't even gotten a quarter of the way done with Reputation. She doesn't know how she can make it bigger or better. She thinks it's basically perfect and she can't do anything. And maybe if we want the vault tracks, you know how she always talks, like, we're not obsessed with her. People aren't obsessed with her. I'm a little bit, you know me. But anyway. But basically, like, what I've been saying all along is Reputation has been really hard for her to record. Do I think she's full of shit for alleged entertainment purposes only, that, it's just so perfect? No, she did not top 1989. Maybe with the vault tracks. She did not top Fearless. She maybe rivaled Red with All Too Well, Taylor's version, but let's be real, these Taylor version projects were not to top anything. They were to reclaim her music. And so I think she, in my intuitive gut, is that she's lying, and that for alleged entertainment purposes only, I intuitively kind of feel that there's more to it. I'm a crazy lady with floating hands on the internet, but I want to pull some tarot and see what the tarot says about why, she is saying that it's just hard for her to re-record Reputation. Is she being genuine and she genuinely doesn't think she'll be able to top it or rival it? Like she thinks we'll be let down by it? Or do you think there's something else, if you know what I mean? So, for alleged entertainment purposes only, let's get into that first, and then we'll kind of go back into how Scooter's feeling, how this came to be, etc., etc. Again, these are all facts, no opinions. I would have no way of knowing. I have no way of saying this is correct. Crazy lady hands floating on the internet. So, all right, let's ask, is she being truthful about what she said about Reputation, or is there something else to it? I swear to God, guys, if I see the Moon card or the King of Cups, let's see, for alleged entertainment purposes only. The Empress, the Nine of Cups, the Death card. Well, let me pull 3 clarifying. Ooh, that's interesting. And there you go. Yeah. Okay, so I pulled the Empress card, which is about, 3s are about creativity, growth, and expansion. It's also followed with the Nine of Cups, which is about self-abundance, right? Satisfaction with something. And then you have the Death card, which is about transformation and release. It's also connected to the Emperor, which we pulled right here, which is about inspired action and personal power. And then you have the King of Swords, which is about, it's in the reversal though. Swords are about telling your truth, somebody who is honest. It's in the reversal. That's about fighting against controlling behaviors, and feeling the need to control the narrative. And then the Five of Pentacles is about focusing on the lack, feeling depleted. So that's her creativity. That's kind of her being like satisfied, but it's also like self-happiness. And then you have the Death card, which is about transformation and release. And then the Emperor, which is about personal action, inspired personal action. And then the King of Swords, that's about like controlling the narrative. And the Five of Pentacles is focusing on the lack. So I do think that there's a little bit of both, right? I think there's a little bit of how people felt like about 1989, where it's like, besides the vault tracks, just looking at the original songs, people were like, doesn't have the same emotion, it doesn't hit. And honestly, if you watch that clip from Look What You Made Me Do from The Handmaid's Tale, I kind of said the same thing about those, like, it's just not in, and that's not a song that's supposed to be about Joe. It's supposed to be about like Scooter and Kanye and all them. And so she kind of sounded bored. I do believe her when she says part of her is like, you know, I don't think this will help. Like, I can't really get into it creatively. It's just a part of my chapter that I want to let go. This also might be like her wanting to wave the white flag with Joe Alwyn, because, yeah, I'm hearing the song, I would lay my armor down if you'd say we rather love than fight. Kind of like she kind of fucked up, and this is her Tortured Poets Department outfit. Yeah, this is like the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. It's like, I think part of it is like, I've already fucked up Joe's life so much and he already hates me. The least that I can do is not draw more attention to him. I think there's some regret. And like, notice how I pulled these like for clarifying, like it's literally the Emperor and the Empress, right? I think she's being like pulled like back and forth, like what do I do? But that's like that's her wanting to control the narrative, and that's her focus. The fives are about struggle. Like, do I think there's a little bitness of the way they reacted to, like, say 1989, which you could argue is her best album, her best work, where people were like, it's like, I already gave you, like, people love it. People loved Reputation, right? That's about like receiving love. And I was really happy with it too, but it's like, I hear you can't please everyone, but I'd be lying if I said that, if I was saying that a little, like a good part of this didn't have to do with her wanting to control the narrative. But that's really sad. I think it is hard. I still stand by the fact that it is hard for her to be in these feelings. I've been saying this for a while, for her to re-record and recreate those emotions with Joe, kind of knowing what she did with him with the Tortured Poets Department. Like, I think she wants to wave the white flag, and I think her not bringing a bunch of attention to this right now might be her way of doing that. Yeah, I just feel a lot of regret. Yeah, I'm hearing her song, I should have said no. I think she regrets releasing the Tortured Poets Department and kind of putting Joe Alwyn on blast, if I'm being real. Harmony and balance. Notice how, like this is her younger self, right? And this is her older self. Again, like the Tortured Poets Department. Like, yeah, I'm hearing the song, Pass Me. I want to tell you not to get lost in these petty things. I think it's, like I said, it is a lot of, I think she can get through anything, because I'm picturing like somebody just like on their horse, like storming through like to battle. I think she can get through anything. But I think a lot of this is like her just not wanting to bring light. I don't think she wants to bring any more attention to Joe. I think she regrets that. Six of Swords, and reversed. The Wheel of Fortune, and didn't do what I wanted it to do. And I don't want people to be disappointed with something that is near perfect in a lot of people's minds. Yeah. That's about not being able to move on from a situation. This never really got resolved. She never got her closure with him. She just went on the Eras tour and said, fuck it. Yeah, and that's about delays and setbacks, feelings, the world feels chaotic, and everything's changing around you. I'm hearing the song, All of Me Change Like Midnight. That's really sad, and that's not what I expected. So, do I think there is a little bit of controlling the narrative? Absolutely. But I don't think it's as sinister as people might think it is. I think she's just like, I think she's still, like, it's very painful to her for her to be in that energy. But I'm telling you, like, this is her energy right now. She's on a white horse. She's waving her white flag. She's coming back from battle in her Tortured Poets Department outfit. And she's like, I'm dead. Like, there's a new version of me. Like, the sun is on the horizon. Here's my white flag. Like, please take it. I just don't think she wants to bring any more attention to Joe because she feels bad about what has happened. And I think she's coming, yeah, because I'm picturing somebody like at like an AA meeting acknowledging what they, you know how like the 10 steps to like recovery, part of it's like writing the apology letters. Like, I feel like that's where she may be at right now. Even if she's not ready to write an apology letter, I think that she, yeah, keep hearing the song, I would lay my armor down if you would say you rather love than fight. the story of us might be ending soon. I just think there's a lot of regret there, and I think, believe it or not, yeah, because I'm picturing somebody like putting a shield over someone. So yeah, I think she's kind of lying. I mean, she said it in her thing, like, it's just really hard to recreate, but I think she's leaving out the part where it's hard to recreate because it was about somebody that I really loved, and I feel like I fumbled the bag on, and I really treated badly, even after we broke up, and I kind of violated our sacred space, like, because I'm picturing somebody, like, busting into a sacred temple and just, like, looting it for treasure. I think she realized what she kind of did with the Tortured Poets department, so that's really sad. I wasn't expecting that. Let's kind of shift gears a little bit and see kind of, I guess, the nature of how this came to be. Like, what was the, like I'm assuming it was money, but we'll pull some cards on it. And how is Scooter Braun feeling? So let's see the nature of the sale, and then how Scooter Braun's doing for alleged and intended purposes only. Well, how did this come to be? How'd she finally get what she wanted? Money. You know what, though? Did she trade something else besides money? And I don't mean that in the way that you might be thinking about that. A death card in reversed. No, she was a fucking pit bull. She wasn't gonna let go of it. Her dad. That's her, 100% her father. He's a Pisces. So the Two of Pentacles is money, obviously, but it's about balance and stability. Yeah, because that's about, yeah, like, I'll have this money forever, and so you might as well sell it to me. The death card is like, it's in the reversal. That's about refusing to change. You're hanging on to something. It's also connected to the Emperor, which we already talked about, but it's in the reversal, which the Emperor in the reversal is about, like, playing defense. I'm feeling like, I'm hearing like soul. There's something more sinister for legendary entertainment purposes only with this sale. And I think it has to do with her dad. The King of Cups, that's her father. So King of Cups is typically like a masculine energy that's very loving, but like, what's what I'm looking for? That's her dad. He's a Pisces. Every time I've read for him, that's him. That's not Joe. Why? I'm kind of feeling a little bit like woozy. Three of Swords in the reverse. Exploitation is what I keep hearing. Whoa. The Queen of Cups. Notice all these parallels that I'm drawing. The Empress and the Emperor. King of Cups and Queen of Cups. So you have the Three of Swords in the reversal. That's about releasing pain. Releasing heartache. And then you have the Ten of Wands, which is about pressure and exhaustion. I think Scott Swift, for alleged and intended purposes only, wore these people out. I'm telling y'all, there's something not right about this deal with that Two of Pentacles and that King of Cups. That's Taylor's pain right there. That's her burden. The Queen of Cups in the upright. That's about a nurturing feminine energy. Let's see. Awakening and acceptance. Did he blackmail Scooter Braun? They would have done it by now, right? They wouldn't have waited all this time. You guys, for alleged and entertainment purposes only, the Judgment card is about awakening and acceptance. It's also about the Justice card. It's connected to the Justice card. That's about surrendering. And then you have the Hanged Man, which, like, she's literally hung up on a tree. That's about feeling like trapped and restricted. Like you're kind of just waiting around. He was waiting for a moment. And this also connected to the Empress, which is about like a receiving energy, kind of like sitting back and waiting for the right moment to strike. And then this is like a handshake, like you're agreeing a partnership and unionship. What is going on here? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to reshuffle. I don't think Taylor knows the real truth, if you're asking me. I'm gonna reshuffle here. I keep on hearing the word sinister. What did Scott Swift do? There has to be more to it than money, you guys. That's just the feeling that I'm getting. Let me make sure I get a really good shuffle in here. I don't want any. Was there any ulterior motive? What ulterior motives would there have been for legendary term purposes only for Taylor to be able to buy back her masters? 7 of Pentacles. That's her. I'm telling you. I just heard made a deal with the devil. He leveraged his... I think Taylor was leveraged in a different... I'm not saying... not where your mind is going, but like secrets or things that like are not meant for... You know what I'm thinking of is Finnick from the Hunger Games, where Katniss is like, how do people pay for the pleasure of your company? And he goes, secrets. Because like he was prostituted. But I'm not saying that he was pimping out his daughter. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like they had to give more than money, and I don't know exactly what it is, because the 7 of Pentacles, that's about impatience and procrastination, getting frustrated. And then you have the Temperance card. The Temperance card is her. She's a Sagittarius. It's in the reversal. That's about imbalance and pushing for results. Trying to force a situation instead of letting it, yeah, I'm picturing somebody going down like, you know, like the game Chutes and Ladders where you can like shoot up. And then you have the 5 of Swords, which 5s are about conflict and struggle. That's about conflicts and arguments. Bro, what? That's Scooter wanting to walk away. You guys saw me shuffle. There it is. So the 6 of Swords is about like walking away from something, a release. And then you have her dad, which is the King of Cups, and then you have the King of Pentacles, which is literally about like wealth and generosity. I just feel like there's more to this than just the money. They've been planning on doing this for a long time. Because the Knight of Pentacles is about slow, consistent, steady growth. And then you have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, because that's about feeling burnt out. I think they just put so much pressure and exhaustion onto Scooter Braun. And that's about paranoia and disorganization. I just think whatever Taylor thinks the deal was for her masters, there was more to that, and I'm going to leave it there. For legendary and tarot purposes only, I can't pick up exactly what it is. I feel kind of blocked. Like, I can't tell you exactly what it is, but there's something going on that the public is not going to know about for legendary and tarot purposes only. Hope you guys liked this. I'm glad Taylor nonetheless has what she wrote and she worked for. If you guys want a free reading from me, email me at floatinghandsot@gmail.com.